Hello and welcome to AWS Babies. So in this video, we are going to create a Linux server attaching a particular role and going to try to access an object inside an S3. So as already told, what for we are creating a role. So for different services, if they need to communicate to each other inside the AWS console, then role has to be set for that. So the lab that we are going to do now is we have already created a role. Then we have already created a object inside a S3 bucket as well. What we are going to do, we are going to create a EC2 Linux server attaching the role. So what that role is for EC2 server, and through the EC2 server, we are trying to access an object inside the S3. So role is already created. You can refer to the previous video for that. And an object is already created inside the S3 bucket. What we are going to do now, we are going to create a Linux server attaching the role that is already created. So I will go to the EC2 dashboard. I will launch an instance with AMI Linux server. So I am checkmarking the free tier only, and this Linux server I'm selecting. So the instance is t2.micro. I'm going ahead with this. Now the network I'm going to select is VPC only, and IAM role as mentioned in the previous video. You can create a new IAM role if you want from this option, or otherwise if you already created it, you can select it. So I have already created it with S3 admin access as the role name, and then I'm going ahead. So the default is 8 GB of memory, so that is fine for me. I'm going to add tags. So here I'm giving name along with Sri Lin server. So for Linux server, we need SSH. So with port 22. The next one that I need to add is I'm going to add is ICMP, so that I just want to ping and know whether the server is reachable or not. And so I'm keeping it anywhere so that from anywhere I can check the accessibility. I'm going ahead with this. Things look fine for me. I'm launching it. So I already have the Sri Winky PEM. So I acknowledge that, and I want to launch the instance now. So everything is successful now. So I'm going to view the instances now. So I already have a Windows server running and one Windows server that is terminated. So let it be like that. So this is in a pending status now. The instance is pending, so it is not yet up and running, and it is initializing the status checks now. That is fine for me. Yeah, we can see the instance state is running now. So if I check the details of that server, I'm getting the public key. So for Linux server, as we know, we have to generate private key. I need the Puttigen software for that. So I'm checking for that. Yes, I have it available. Yes. So first load the existing public key that I already have in my downloads folder. That is the PEM key. So here I am putting all files so that I select the win public key. Successfully imported that public key and save private key command. So save private key. Are you sure you want to save this with the password to protect it? Yes. So it is the PPK version of the file, which is the lin, and I'm putting it in the same downloads folder. Done. Now we will take the public IP and check whether we are able to ping the server or not. So I will try to ping the server now through command prompt. Yes, we are getting reply from it. It is communicating perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the putty software and try to log into the Linux server through SSH. So IP address, I'm putting it to port 22. I'm going to access it. So SSH is the secure shell. Here I need to create the, I need to give the private key that we have generated in downloads folder. Um, yeah, lin private key is the one we have selected. Yes, open. Yes. So login as EC2 user. Okay, right. It's logged in now. So I'm putting sudo su so that I'm logged in as an administrator with the root credentials. Now, what I want to do, so our motive is to create EC2 Linux server attaching the role that is already done, and I'm going to try to access the object that is already created in S3 bucket. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give a command. So how we are going to do this, trying to access the S3 object? with the help of CLI, that is command line interface, which we have already talked about. um, right here, through command prompt we can give command lines, and we will try to access the object that is present inside the bucket in S3. So first of all, for the command line interface to work, we are going to install that. So I hope it's already installed. So what we will do, we'll go ahead and create the command line. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and give the commands. Yep, it is showing the bucket name now. Okay, so we have the access to the S3 buckets. That is very good to know that. So what we can do, we can give one more command. So along with the bucket name, if we give, we can see all the objects inside the bucket. So now it's very much evident that we are through the SSH, through the putty session, through the Linux instance, which is this one, which is this one. We are very much able to log in and access to the S3 buckets that we already have. So again, what we are going to do, we will go to that particular instance. So the role is already attached, and I want to prove that with the help of that role only we are able to access the S3 bucket. So what I'm going to do now, I'll go inside the instance settings, attach replace IAM role. So as I told, S3 admin access is already attached. I will select the no role. I'll put apply. Yes, detach. So currently, if I check the details of this Linux server, I can see there is no IAM role attached. So what happens now, if I try to access, if I try to display the details of S3, you can see unable to locate the credentials. Why? Because the role will help you to communicate between different services, but since the role is detached now, you don't have the access to talk to any other service inside the AWS console, and hence we are not able to reach to any of the S3 buckets. So yeah, I hope this video is really helpful for you. So if you have any doubts, you can go ahead and comment in the below section, and please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are interested. Thank you.